Welcome back to Your News. We now go out on location. This past weekend, I was welcomed at Royal Sound Studio in Port Royal, South Carolina. That's the home of Chris Grownman McClellan, his production studio, and we sat down with him and one of his best artists, Low Country. Let's take a look. Welcome in. We are live here in the Royal Sound Studio in beautiful Port Royal, South Carolina. I am joined by Tyler, Mr. Low Country Brown, and Chris Grownman McClellan, his producer. Chris, start us off. Tell us where we are right now here in the Royal Sound Studio.
Well, you see it. It's the gift to Beaufort County, to South Carolina, man. It was supposed to just be for Beaufort County, man, and it went South Carolina. I don't even know why I say South, man. It's gone global. You know, started little, making a lot of noise, man. Just growing. You know, this is it. This is the home for the hits.
Chris, tell us somebody that we all know that's been recorded right here in Royal Sound Studio.
Right here in Royal Sound, I've exclusively been working with, hands-on, Candice Glover, American Idol winner. Amazing voice. Been working with her exclusively on actually a good bit of tracks. We're putting that together. She's putting together a few singles to put out. She's putting together a really solid album. Outside of sitting, working in here, I've had the luxury of working on the King Louis, if you're in the hip hop community, King Louis, the schoolies of, used to be with the rich kids. And that's thanks to, a lot of the artists I work with, they send me music that they've got the features on, and it gives me that opportunity to say, I've worked with that big name artist. And it brings that talent and that name to Beaufort.
Chris, tell me what that guy sitting next to you, Mr. Tyler Brown.
Met him really about a year ago around this time, maybe a year and a month ago. Was hounding them, stalking them to get them to come here. At the time when I opened, I didn't have a lot of clients. I was limited with equipment. Didn't have a lot of the equipment I have now, and I was still trying to get people come. Tyler finally came. I had already seen him. Had already seen a few videos. Had seen he was making a little bit of noise here, which was the point in reaching out to him. And it's literally been history since then. It's been, numerous days, nights, road trips, positives, negatives, a lot of negatives, a lot of downs, a lot of ups, but the train is still rolling. We're on the news right now like this. We wouldn't even imagine this a year ago, you know what I mean?
Low Country, you record almost exclusively now at Royal Sound. Tell me what it feels like for you and what the atmosphere is when you come here.
Like I said, our relationship is, like I said, it's funny. He reached out to me for some time and I shunned him, finally got me in here, and I was soon to see that this what I was missing from that missing element into my whole being as an artist, that sound, like that professional sound, that quality, the whole professionalism about the whole studio and the environment. So that's what is unexplainable.
Low Country, you are up for Slept On Artist of the Year. Chris, you're going for Studio of the Year this year at the South Carolina Music Awards. Tell us what that means to you and what we can do to support you guys.
Like I said, a year ago, like nobody even was thinking about Low Country or even would take him into consideration. And last year, Royal Sound Studio, they were nominated, so to be even considered as one of the nominees is a blessing. And just look forward to keep everything in a positive light.
And I think for us, man, it's it was big last year because we were only open for maybe 6 to 8 months before we got the nomination, but this year it's a lot different because I was able to take Low Country with me last year. He wasn't nominated, but I was able to, take him to the experience, get him to see what it was about, network, meet producers, meet DJs, meet, videographers. It was a big event, and for it to be this year, the biggest thing I noticed last year was we were the only ones there from the Low Country. There's nobody, it's a big thing upstate. They take it very seriously upstate, and it's like nobody down here really even knows about it. And so for last year to go and me represent the Low Country and another artist, Big O. You know, for us to be the only ones to represent the Low Country, and for this year, you got Low Country as Slept On Artist of the Year. You got D-Trax, he's right here in Beaufort as Producer of the Year. You got Lena J, she's right here, records at the studio. She's got Female Artist of the Year. You got Gwen Yvette, she's got R&B Artist. So all of these people come to this studio, and it's become an outlet to make the noise that the upstate's making, and it's all coming together, man. So the awards is so much bigger than just coming home with a trophy now. It's an outlet now to get our artists to make a little bit more noise down here and stop letting the upstate, you know, show us out a little bit, you know.
Chris, what would you say to somebody who thinks that South Carolina's Low Country doesn't have a music scene?
It's so crazy. About a few months ago, I did another interview on what's going on with a beautiful interviewer, and she kind of asked me the same thing. I was in the mind state of leaving the area, you know, trying to go bigger, trying to do something in a bigger state, maybe bigger city. It's here, you know. I work with, I have the luxury to say I've worked with 73 artists, and out of those 73, maybe at least 30 or 40 of them are right here in the Low Country. You know, and these are all artists who, same difference, have been driving to Atlanta, have been driving to Charleston, have been driving to Columbia. They've been driving all these different places to go to record, and nobody is tapped into that market here. And for me to be at such an age where I'm still able to, you know, I changed my major to you know, direct my main focus to this, you know, and to building that brand of music in the Low Country. I wanted to be able to say, you know, there's so many artists that come through here and filter through here and go do shows, go do things, and I want to be able to say, hey, they come to my studio when they come here. They want to record here when they come to Beaufort and perform, and they want to stop by the studio and drop a hit or whatever. You know, like that's what I want to bring here. So I would much rather stay here and make this scene a lot bigger.
All right, Chris, Grown-Man McClellan, Tyler Low Country Brown, thanks so much for being here, guys. You can support these gentlemen at scmusicawards.com. That's the South Carolina Music Awards. Again, Low Country for Slept On Artist of the Year, and Royal Sound Studio of the Year. Guys, thanks so much for being here with me.